Hi and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today I'm going to show you how to change a deadbolt on the door to replace, if you wanted to replace it with a new unit. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to take out these two screws right here. This screw and this screw. We're going to take those two screws out and then we're going to take out this screw here and this screw here and we'll take the whole thing apart. It's a Phillips head, just so you know. So first thing we'll do is turn the lock so it's partially on, just like that. And then we'll take out this screw here. And we're going to take out this screw here. Hold the other side because sometimes the lock itself will fall out when you take this screw out. So hold your hand on the other side. Doesn't really matter if it falls, but if you have a tile floor, you don't want it to break the tiles. I'm going to take this out. We're going to take this off. This has been painted on, so we'll take it out on this side over here. And then we're going to take it out on this side here. It's stuck, so we're going to just give it a little push on the other side with a regular screwdriver. Just going to go in through the back here and just give it a little push, just like that. And then the lock comes right off. Alright, next thing we're going to do is going to take out these two screws right here. I don't recommend using a electric screwdriver, taking it out or putting it in, because you don't want to damage the hole that it's going into or coming out of. And then we're just going to move this around just to get it to loosen up, and then we'll push it out just like this. And now we're going to grab our new lock and we'll put it back together. Okay, now we're going to take our new lock and put it in here. And on the lock itself, you see how it says up? You want to make sure that this is facing up when you put it back in. We're going to put it in like this. And we're going to catch the two screws that hold the lock to the door. We're not going to tighten them up all the way. We're just going to bring them in until it's touching. Okay, then we're going to stop right there. You see the lock is still loose. We're going to leave it loose, and now we're going to take the new lock and put it together on the side here. Okay, then we're going to put it with the key facing up, and usually the name of the lock company is on top right up here, facing up. Now I'm not endorsing this lock, it just happens to be the one that I'm putting in. Now if you look at this, you can see that this is not totally round. You see how it's rounded and it's flat on the one side? Make sure you line it up on here the way that this is here. Alright, so it's going to go like this. And then we're going to bring this around. And we're going to put that on straight just like that. And then we're going to come around on this side over here. And we're going to put the lock, same thing, like this. We're going to partially turn it on. And then we're going to get our two screws in through here. We're not going to tighten it up all the way yet. Get our second lock, second screw in. And now we can snug it up. Now we're going to tighten these two screws up right here. Okay, make sure it closes okay, of course. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure this is tight enough. And here as well. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to come in over here and we're going to change this piece right in here. Okay, we may not be changing this piece right here because that screw is stripped out right there. See how it's all totally rounded out? It's going to be very difficult to get that screw out. These screws are the very long screws so that somebody cannot kick a door in when the bolt is on. So I think we're going to choose to leave this on here. But if not, you would just take this and you would mount it up in here just like that. And of course put your two screws back in. But like I said, this one here, you can see it's stripped out and it's not going to be coming out too easily. So we're just going to leave it just the way it is. Before we go any further, let's try the electric screwdriver. Okay, this is actually partially stripped here, so I'm not going to take it out with a regular screwdriver. I'm going to try using the electric screwdriver to try to take it out. Okay, with the electric it did come out, so. Okay. Now I'll just pull this off. Okay, now we're going to put our new plate on here just like this, and then we'll screw it back in. As you can see, these screws here are much longer than the ones that came out because these actually go through and they hold a lot tighter than the other ones. We are going to use the electric because it's so tight going in. But I'm going to stop when it touches so we don't strip it. See, it's still loose. And then we'll tighten them up all the way. Okay, and that's it. All right, all done. Let's close and make sure it works okay. Yep, it's perfect. All right, so if you run into a problem and the screw is stripped out, try using your electric screwdriver on it. You may be able to catch it just enough to get it out, but that's it. It's all set. Okay, let me explain to you what stripping is. You see how that screw right there is perfectly where it fits perfectly onto the screwdriver, just like that? Nice and tight. Look at this one here, how it's rounded out, where you don't really have anything that this is going to be able to grip onto. It just kind of slides right over it because most of it is rounded out. That's what it means, stripped. So we were lucky and the drill was able to, the electric screwdriver was able to get it out. But, you know, sometimes you can't, and if you had to leave it in, not a big deal, you could have. But as you can see, these screws are much shorter than the ones that I used. The ones that I used are much longer. They actually go right back through the frame of the door and into the 2x4, which surrounds the door, which makes it harder to break into. All right, thanks for watching. Okay, so that's it. It's all done. All right, just make sure when you tighten it in by hand. As tempted as you're going to be to use an electric screwdriver, make sure you use a hand screwdriver so you don't strip out the holes. But that's it, we're all done. All right, on to the next job, and we'll see what it brings. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.